Hi, this is Ms. Pellegrin, and today we're going to look at the end of Module 4 study guide. And so remember, don't forget to put your name. And this will be for a 15-point grade, so make sure to also not lose it, keep up with it. You may turn it in before the test if you are worried about losing it. So number 1, a sale price is the cost added. And so you can see that word is italicized to help you a little bit. A sale price is the cost added to an item. So we know sale price is after we have had money taken off, and so we're going to say false. Number 2, a sales tax is a percent deducted. Okay, deducted means taken away to goods or services. In a sales tax, we know tax is added on, so this is also false. Number 3, the word of means to multiply. True. So multiply. Number 4, the discount is the amount that is deducted from an original price. So discount deducted from an original price, so discount is taken off, subtracted, so that is true. Okay, so make sure to go through, we got one more. Number 5, a markup is the percent reduced by a company to the wholesale. Markup is added, reduced is taken away, so this is false. So make sure that you look at your words that we've done throughout these lessons. Another one we talked about was commission. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. No, I'm not. Commission. And that is the amount somebody earns. Please make sure that you are not only circling answers, that you are also adding notes, doing the underlining, whatever it may be, so that you can get full credit. Just circled answers will not get you full credit on this assignment. Number 6, 49% of 15. Okay, so we know we see a percent. We're going to move that percent 2 places to the left. And so we were concentrating on part equals percent times the whole. Of is going to be our whole. This is obviously our percent, so we're looking for the part. Part is equal to the percent times the whole. And so when we do 0.49 times 15 in our calculator, we get P is equal to 7.35. Okay, so we see that C is our answer. We weren't looking for a percent, we already had one, so we did not need to move the decimal any after that. Okay, so what is 130% of 250? So what is, that's going to be our part, percent of, this is our whole. So P equals percent times whole. So P equals the percent. We got to move that decimal 2 places to the left. which gives me 1.38 times the whole, so times 250. So in our calculator, 1.38 times 250 gives me 345. So B, 345. Okay. Be careful when you are working problems like this. Let's see, 250 times 138. That doesn't give us one of our answer choices, but let's see. 250 times 13.8. Nope, still doesn't. Some of those answer choices you might be able to get by doing something other than multiplying. Okay, so no, and you are also going to be asked, it says, and write an equation for each. So this would be our equation, this would be our equation. Okay, find the total cost, round to the nearest cent. Okay, so let's look at this. Before we start answering any questions, it's $3,000, and then we have a we have a 5.25% sales tax. We know that that is increasing, and it asks us for the total cost. So we know that the total cost we know that the total cost has got to be more than $3,000 because we're paying at least $3,000. So we're not going to be paying this. That can't be the answer, and we can't. This also can't be our answer. So move that decimal 2 places to the left. 1, 2. That's our percent. This is our whole. So we're looking for the part. 0.0525 times 0. Oops, I already did that. Times 3,000. .0525. Oops. Times 3,000 equals $157.50. So we already crossed that out because this answer was the amount of sales tax. So we need to take that answer and we need to add it to our original price. And so when we add it, we get that C is our correct answer. We also could have done it P equals, instead of, we could have added 100% because we were paying the whole thing. We were paying $3,000 out of $3,000 and added that to where it was 105.25%. Move that decimal 2 places to the left and used 1.0525 to get the total cost. And that would have given us our total cost. So if we're looking for total cost, we can look at it out of 100 using 100%, or we can just do it the 2 steps and multiply and then add or subtract. This would have been our equation. that would have gone with that. Okay, so number 9, what is the selling price of a couch with a 35% markup? Okay, so markup meaning added to. So percent is equal to the percent times the whole. So we have two ways. If we do the percent as a markup, we want to know what the selling price is. So in other words, we want to know the total. When we want to know the total, we can take this and put it with 100%. Because to markup, I'm going to add 100% plus 35%. So I've got 135% times the whole, which would be 610. So 1.35, because I moved my decimal 2 places left, times 610. 1.35 times 610 equals 823.5. Again, we could have eliminated, it was going up, so we could have eliminated this and this. Neither of those could have been the correct answer because it had to be more, and so I was left with a 50-50 shot of just guessing without doing anything else. And then it says, how much is the markup? Okay, so we could subtract 823 minus 610 to see how much the markup is. Or we could use that percent, the 35% times our original, so not with the 100% added to it. 0.35 is just going to give me the part, not the new price. It's just going to give me the part. So 0.35 times 610 equals 213.5. Okay, check that. We could do 823.550 minus $610, and that would give us the 213.50. So multiple ways to kind of look at this. You just really have to make sure you're reading very closely. As long as you're reading and understanding, you will be fine, but you do have to read these questions very carefully. Okay. Enrique took his family out for dinner. He planned to leave a 15% gratuity. Gratuity, remember, gratuity is a tip on the bill. What is the total cost? So we want to know the whole thing if the bill was $123.50. Okay, so this was the total bill. We're giving a tip which is more, so it cannot be B. It cannot be A. More than likely, A is the amount of the tip or the gratuity. That is about the size of our number that our number should be for our tip. So that's what they're trying to confuse us with. Just like in this part, that was the amount of the markup. Okay, so if we would have multiplied just by 0.35 times 610, we got that answer. So the fact that there's both of those questions might actually be helpful because they can't both be the same answer. Okay, so P equals percent times the whole. So I'm going to do that 100% again and just add it to it. Actually, that's not the way we're practicing on our receipts. We were just doing 0.15 times the 123.50. So because I didn't add the 115, I know that when I'm getting P is going to be the amount of the tip or the gratuity. It's not going to be my new total cost. So 123.50 times 0.15 equals 1852. So therefore that, oh, no, let me do that. That 5 is going to round that 2 up to a 3, 1853. $18.53. Okay, so this was close to the tip. It wasn't exact. And the total bill was $123. So now we have to do $123.50 plus that $18.53. So that gives me $142.03. That was probably a mistake. That probably should have been $18.53. To be able to confuse you a little more, make sure, or not confuse you, but make sure you really do understand what they're asking for. Number 11, find the sale price. So sale price meaning the total, how much are you going to end up paying? So our radio cost $50. It's on sale for 10% off. What is the sale price of the radio? Okay, it cost $50 originally, and we're taking 10% off, so we're taking that away. So it can't cost more than $50. And it's not going to only cost $5 or $5.55 or $5.55, sorry. That wouldn't make sense because it's only taking 10% off. That's not a whole lot. So without doing any work, we were able to eliminate all of our answer choices, and B would be our answer. But let's just prove that. We're taking 10% off, meaning I'm paying 100% minus 10%, so I'm paying 90%. I'm doing it this way just because it's easier. It's only one step. I don't have to then subtract afterwards. So P equals 0.90 times 50. And it does equal 45. So therefore, the $5 was the amount being taken off. Okay, number 12, a box of laundry detergent costs $6.50. You have a coupon for a 40% discount from the original price. What is the sale price of that laundry detergent? Okay, if it only costs $6.50 and you have 40% discount, meaning you're taking it off. Okay, so it can't be more expensive. Again, it can't be more expensive. So both of these were more money. That's why we eliminated them. Okay, so we are getting a 40% discount. Again, if I just do 100 minus 40, I'm paying 60% of that price. So 60% of, meaning to multiply, $6.50. 0.60 times $6.50. $3.90. So that is our answer. And I just want to show you, if we multiplied times 40%, that was in there. 650 times 0.40. We're probably going to get the other answer. 650 times 0.40. $2.60. Yes. So this price was there to trick you. That was the amount off. If you multiply without considering that 100%, it's the amount off or being added on to it. But because they are so close and so small numbers, it was a little harder to see. You really had to do the math on that one. Okay. It needed to be a little less than 50%. Number 13, the price of a pound of candy, P dollars, is the sales tax rate on the candy. Wait, the price of a pound of candy, P dollars. The sales tax rate on the candy is 8%. Which expression represents the total cost of the pound of candy in dollars after the tax has been applied? So P equals the percent times the whole. We're looking for the total cost. Sales tax rate, meaning it is increasing by 8%. So 100 plus 8, because we want to know the total cost, we have to be able to do this all in one step. So P equals 108% times the whole, which we don't know. It is going to be represented with P. Okay, so we'll move that decimal 2 places to the left. We have 1.08p. Now it says select each correct answer, so we know we should probably have more than one answer. So this is not correct. This would only be, if we did this, this wouldn't give us our total cost. This would give us the amount of the tax. So A is not correct. B is exactly what we have. C. Okay, so we have 1p plus 0.08p. So those are like terms, we could combine them. That gives me 1.08p. 1 plus 0.08 equals 1.08. So C is also a correct answer. So B and C are correct answers. Okay, so here we have the distributive property. P times 1 is P, and P times 0.8, so plus P times 0.08, so 0.08p would be really how I would write that. I always write that number first, my coefficient first, so 0.08p. And so then we end up with what we had in C. So D is a correct answer as well. E, we have 1 plus 0.08p. So the difference between E and C is this is a P and this is a 1. Those aren't like terms, so you can't combine them. So E is not a correct answer. So because you can't combine. So we had 3 answers, B, C, and D. Okay, number 14, use a scale factor of 25% to determine the new measurements. Okay, remember we do our new length equals the scale factor times the actual length. So our scale factor is 25 cents, and we want to multiply that times our actual length. So 10 units is the vertical measurement. So we're going to do 0.25, move that decimal 2 places to the left. So 0.25 times 10 to get that vertical measurement. So 0.25 times 10 is, should be, yeah. So 2.5. So the vertical measurement is going to be 2.5. And then the horizontal, this is how it's going to be written on your test. That's why you need to make sure you know the difference between those two. So then 0.25, our scale factor, times 5. 0.25 times 5 equals 1.25. Whoops, wrong place. I did say 1.25, right? Yep. So the horizontal is 1.25 units. And then as an enlargement or a reduction, so it's a reduction. Reduction means it's getting smaller. Remember, we always go left to right, so this is our original. This is our new, or our copy. Okay. Number 15, determine the horizontal and vertical scale factors. Write the answers as a percent. Okay, so it says horizontal first, so we'll do horizontal first. Remember, on here we do our copy over the original. We heard copy toppy to remember that. Okay, we can see it's getting smaller, so it is a reduction. So that tells me my smaller number should go at the top. So 4.5 is the horizontal and 15. So 4.5 over 15. So 4.5 divided by 15 equals 0.3. And we want it as a percent. It says a decimal. So move that decimal 2 places to the right. Our horizontal is by 30%. Okay. And then our vertical, up and down, it's getting smaller, so the smaller number should be at the top. 1.5 over 6. So 1.5 divided by 6 gives me 0.25. And as a percent would be 25%. Okay. And then number 16, use a scale factor of 125%. Without even looking at the pictures, I know that that's going to be an enlargement. Means it's getting bigger because it's greater than 100%. Okay, so we're going to do our scale factor, 125%. Move that decimal 2 places to the left. So 1.25. This is going to be, we're doing the vertical first this time. So the vertical is 1.25 as our percent times 12. So 1.25 times 12 times 12 is going to give me 15. So the vertical is going to be 15, and then the horizontal 1.25 times 6. Equals 7.5. And number 17, create a scale drawing of the original drawing below, horizontal scale factor of 75% and a vertical scale factor of 125%. Hopefully that's not like that on yours, and it's just like that on mine. Whoops, thought I had fixed that. So horizontal scale factor of 75. So horizontally, we can see our measurements that we're going to do. Yeah, it is fixed on yours. Is we're going to do the top, the width, and then the height will have to be our vertical. So the top original is 1, whoops, go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, if I measure that, or if I count that, 4. And I'm also looking at the width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like. Okay, let me count better here, where it's not black. To here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the width is at 8. And so our horizontals we're doing by 75%. So 4 times that's 75%, 0.75, and 8 times 0.75. So 4 times 0.75 is 3. So our new top is going to be 3. And our new width, 8 times 0.75, gives me 6. So our new width is going to be 6. And then our height, our original height, counting from here, so counting, here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 8. And we want to do the vertical scale factor of 125%, which would be 1.25 after we move that decimal 2 places to the left. So 8 times 1.25 equals 10. So our new height is going to be 10. So we want to select the one that has 3, 6, and then 10. So it's not B. 3, 6. Can't be A because the height is wrong. 3, 6, and 10. So C and D actually have the same answers. Might not be the other way on your test, but C and D are both correct answers. And then you are asked to actually draw that. So if you look at this, we have our height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our height, it has to go all the way to the top. And then our width is 6. So it doesn't, we can get it kind of in the center here. So our top, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3 down here. So that's our top and our bottom that I'm creating. And then our width, we know has to be 6. Okay, so 1, 2, if I started here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be a little awkward. So if I come in a little bit here, and I'm counting at halfways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that spot. That would be better. That looks like it will be correct. And then our height we already did was 10, so this is from the bottom to the top. So then I'm just going to connect my spots. Okay. And so that is your study guide. Make sure that you have shown all of that work and that you are studying. This video is going to be on my Moodle page, so even if you do turn it in so that you don't lose it at the end of the day or at the end of the class period and you get your full points, you can still go study by watching the video and looking at the study guide online. Have a good day. Bye.